She is the most decorated athlete, track and field athlete in Oklahoma State history. Every time she gets to the goalpost, she just moves the goalpost and says, I haven't gotten there yet. You know, I think she's someone who will never be satisfied. I don't care if she wins the Olympic gold medal. If she does, it won't be fast enough. In part, that's her superpower. That passion, that constant drive forward is what makes her great.
She'd get excited for the mile run or the pacer test, and so we knew from there that she enjoyed running.
Yeah. Very competitive and very almost borderline obsessive compulsive.
Every time it was just, can I beat the boys? How fast can I run? So I remember just being so happy I'd be able to come home and be like, I ran this time today, and just the improvement.
I still remember in middle school, you know, she had this goal of breaking 5 minutes, and one day we were at a stadium and Jen was at the finish line. I was at the 200-meter line where I typically am on the backstretch. And she finished the race, and I looked at my watch, and I immediately looked diagonally across the track at Jen, and I just was like, are you kidding me? Like, she had run like 4:47 for a mile, and I was like, she's a 8th grader. This is crazy.
Well, Taylor was really a high-level athlete at 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. She was amongst the best in the country for her age group, and so she caught our attention.
She got recruitment, you know, information from anywhere.
And so I think I sent out a card just, you know, randomly, and at the end of it, I said, by the way, I think I know your dad. Tell him Dave Smith says hello.
And I looked at the name Dave Smith, and now Dave Smith is not a unique name whatsoever.
And she came downstairs and said, you know, who is this guy?
This Dave Smith guy says that he knows you. I don't know, it's in a card, and he looked at the card, and he's like, Dave Smith.
Well, when I was a sophomore in high school, Taylor's dad was a senior, and we ended up at the state meet together, and he won the state meet, and I was second. TT has always loved the fact that, number one, we raced against each other. Number two, I beat his rival, so.
I don't know if my attention would have ever been turned towards Oklahoma State, so I'm just thankful they took the time to write a note, and then because I pretty much knew from my first phone call with Dave Smith that that was the coach I wanted to run for. I love the feeling of working hard. Coming home at the end of the day and just being so tired is so rewarding, and that's what fills my cup, like makes me feel good.
She's got instincts. That's what I would say. She knows how to read a race. She knows pretty well how to measure what she's got left and then budget that over the remaining part of the race in a constructive way. A lot of people don't have that skill.
And you got 5 women right there at 15:30 pace. Taylor Rowe has caught that group. This is ridiculous right now.
And so many times I saw her be 60, 70, 80, even 100 meters behind in a 3K or a 5K, and then get to the halfway point and start to get to work, and you can just see, you know, the engine starting to chug into gear. And sure enough, by the end of the race, she's right in there and contending for wins or winnings.
I don't want to overstate this, but this is some phenomenal running, and the rest of the country is going to take note of this. It's unbelievable. Taylor Rowe, fantastic run. It's one of the fastest times we've ever seen.
I think all of athletics, and for me, it came out in running. Number one, it's fun. It's something we do. It's a game we play. But also, it's practice for life. Because you're going to deal with these adversities, these high-pressure moments, and these situations that put you under great stress. In Taylor's 3rd year, we were at the national championships in Birmingham, Alabama, and I came back from having lunch or something. I was out, and I came back to the hotel, and I saw Taylor on the phone and walking, and I came up honking and kind of being an idiot, just trying to make her laugh. And she looked over at me, and I saw that she was in tears. And I thought, oh, great. She's definitely on the phone with her mom, because when she gets upset, she calls her mom.
And I remember being, oh no, now he's gonna wanna talk to me about it. I was like, I just wanna be alone.
So she got off the phone, and we walked around the parking lot of the hotel for an hour and a half, with Taylor telling me that she was done running, it was no longer any fun, she didn't want to do this anymore. And I said, well, okay, then don't run. It's national championships, don't run, it's okay. And of course she responded with, well, I gotta run, it's the national championships. I said, okay, well then you gotta run. But I don't want to because it's no fun. And so we went in this loop for an hour and a half, and I left her at that point thinking, I don't know if she's gonna run or not.
And I was kind of faced with, is running gonna really work out for me or not? Like I had to kind of face reality.
And the next day she won her national championship and everything was great. And she came over and gave me a hug, and it was as if that never happened. I said, hey, remember yesterday we walked around for a year and a half and you were gonna quit? She goes, oh, I didn't mean that, I wasn't serious.
I mean, everybody works through their pre-race nerves different. Mine was sometimes in tears. I kind of would joke with my teammates like, oh, I haven't cried before this race. It's not going to go well.
You just got to let her vent and give her space. And no matter how many times she says, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to start, she's going to show up, she's going to get on the line. When that gun goes off, she changes. She becomes a world-class competitor. All the stress goes away. She runs patient, poised, methodical races.
Sometimes you feel like you have imposter syndrome as a runner. When you first get to that level, you're like, do I really belong here? It's just, I'm like, yeah, you really do. Like, she's really that good. I mean, I remember one time I could sense the anxiety and I just got her really close to me and I whispered in her, I said, they're all afraid of you. Go give them something to be afraid of.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't as emotional, but I don't trade it because, you know, this is part of me that makes me who I am, is like, I care so deeply and so much. It took years to understand that. And with help, I mean, I was learning about myself and people were learning about me, and so sometimes they have to reaffirm it to me of like, this is just who you are and it's okay.
Rowe keeping her pace and crossing the finish line.
I'm just proud of the, I don't know, hard work I put in and just deciding to give one last push. And it's really paid off, it really worked out. I'm really thankful it did.
She was the first person I went to and said, hey, we can't do it without you, and you're gonna have to put that big S on your chest and be Superwoman, and do you wanna do it or not? And she was like, let's go. And so then I could approach the rest of the team and say, hey, we've got an opportunity, let's go for it. And we ended up winning a conference title. What we believed is possible changed because of Taylor Rowe, and you know, honestly, her struggles to become great lifted all of us.
It's been so great this past year. I feel like our team has really risen to a whole nother level, and just the people that I'm constantly surrounded by in practice are just such impressive people.
If we're talking just running, he's a very good coach. He set me up very well. I've actually tried to write him letters in the past, trying to express gratitude, but it's hard to put it all down in one paper. It's funny because the note was actually more of an apology from me of, I'm sorry for being difficult. Please, like, forgive me, but I'm telling him just I was grateful for what the lessons that he was teaching me. Oklahoma State has changed my life.
She had a national title. She had 7 Big 12 titles. She had 12 first-team All-America finishes. She has 4 program records. She is our all-time high point scorer at the indoor Big 12 track and field championships. She was the conference athlete of the year. She was multiple NCAA regional athlete of the year. The list of accolades go on and on and on. And you know, it'll be a long time till we have someone who can kind of start to tease away at kind of what Taylor did.